Welcome back to the Alliance Park here in North London, home of the Saracens, for the final rugby match of the weekend that we've had here. It's the final under 15s Cup semi-final between Brighton College and Warwick School, with the winners to play the Queen Elizabeth Grammar School Wakefield in the final in Twickenham in 2.5 weeks' time. Kickoff is delayed here for a few minutes. We're going to get underway at 5:05. Dave Rogers alongside me. Dave, Warwick School has been news that this is the best under-15s team they've ever produced.
Well, that's some credit, isn't it, for the defending champions in this competition. They've beaten Queggs Wakefield in the last 2 finals, and Queggs have just qualified. So Warwick, really, well, could it be the truth? Could they be the best team that they've ever produced, or is it just bravado to get them into the final and get them over to the line? We'll have to wait and see.
Brighton College is still warming up to my right. There's some of the Warwick fans that have travelled down the M40 to be here. And some of Brighton College as well, about to take their seats shortly. Here are the starting 15s for both teams. Brighton. That's not Brighton College, that's the last 15. Brighton College's starting 15. I'm about to. So both teams still out on the field. We'll run you through the starting 15s shortly. So just a little bit out of a delay due to the last match overrunning because of the injury to Will Tyler, but we'll chat about that shortly. This is the Brighton College first 15, first of all. Michael Key, Jay Parvin, Elia Dobrozdarov, Daniel Swarbrick, Elliot Stiglitz, Cameron Abercrombie, Noah Marshall, Connor May, Toby Smith, Edward Broom, Jamie Morley, Zach Davis and Alfie Beadle are the centres. Henry Simpson 14, John Searle 15. They're coached by Mr. Roger Nicholson. The Warwick team, this is what they state is the best under-15s team they've ever produced. Kieran Cudden 1, Will Screevens 2, Max Roberts at 3, Jordan Edwards 4, Toby Adlington 5, Drew Hill 6, Tom McDonald and Oliver Thornleyworth 7 and 8 respectively. Harry Hayward is the scrum half at 9, Fred Lowe at 10, Chris David 11, Tom Fawcett and Will Tanner are the centres at 12 and 13, Jacob Weeks 14, Collier Louis at 15 and Tom Pierce is their coach. Replacements: Clark, Davis, McGowan, Gogarty, Hewitt, De Oceano and Mercer for Brighton, and Becksmith, Jackson, Kelly, Wallace, Johnson, McGovern and Wood for Warwick School. The sun begins to set here in North London. Gone really cool here all of a sudden as well over the last hour or so. Myself and Dave wrapped up here on the gantry. Much of the crowd is wrapped up as well. Let's chat through all the results then, Dave. Brighton College, 2 perfect starts for them.
Well, they have absolutely flown through. They've conceded just 5 tries in the 6 rounds here, and just look at the scores. Rounds 1 and 2, mercy killings. Gets to 50-0, the referee just knocks it on the head. 27-7 there against RGS Guildford, another strong school side. Back into the 50-point barrier against Rutledge School, before a 27-11 hard-fought victory by their standards against City of London Freeman School. Then the biggest win in the last 8 of the competition, 56-8 against Ivy Bridge Community School. So that's 267 points for, just 38 against in the build-up to this semi-final. Stingy defence, as I mentioned, just 5 tries conceded. Don't read too much into that, because in this big wide open space here at Alliance Park, we've seen quite a few good defences come unstuck throughout these semi-finals. Lots of tries scored here And I'm sure Brighton College will be getting over the whitewash. Warwick School, very similar by comparison. Huge victories throughout the competition. 50 points, 47 points, 53, 24, 55, 5. And then the previous round, that really hard-fought 14-10 victory over Wellington College. Themselves 243 for, just 25 against. And they've conceded just 4 tries in the competition so far. The club have got a fantastic relationship with Championship club Worcester Warriors. They've got a lot of academy players. They've got a lot of quality. They've got a great history in the competition, particularly at this age group, of course, defending champions. The victory last year and the year before against Queggs Wakefield, who await the winner of this semi-final. This should be a great way to finish this weekend of Natwest Cup Rugby.
Yeah.
Both teams.
You're absolutely right. I'm just looking back in my book of stats here that I have in front of me, because I got the Warwick School semi-finalists when they played Wellington College here 12 months ago, and I'm just looking through the team here, and there's only 3. Will Tanner and Collier Louis, who was on the bench in that game, are in the 22 today. So when Warwick said this is their best under-15s team they've ever produced, 19 of those players are new to the side.
Well, they've still got that little bit of experience there, those 3 that have been there and done it before, but what a conveyor belt of talent they must have to just keep producing every year at this under-15s level, getting the team to the latter stages of this competition. But you don't often get coaches and players and staff really referring to teams in that manner. So to say it's the best under-15s team they've ever produced is certainly...
It's a big statement, isn't it?
Huge statement and high praise. There's obviously a lot of quality in the team. Hopefully from a Warwick School perspective, they can live up to that expectation, because that's a lot of pressure to put on teenagers.
Dramatic music. About to summon the teams out into the arena.
They're lining up there in the tunnel. Twickenham awaits 2 comparative sets of scorelines in the run-up. Really, really intrigued as to how this one's going to play out. Both of these teams have shown that they can thrash weaker opposition. Only really the one test between them, and that was Warwick School versus Wellington College in the previous round, 14-10. This is an opportunity for both of these teams to prove that on the big stage they're not just flat track bullies, that they can go head to head with a comparable team and come out on top.
Warwick School in their blue and white hoops, as always. Brighton College in that purple and navy blue hoops. So then, Dave, what are your expectations?
Lots of points. I do genuinely believe that. Both of these teams have been very stingy in defence, as we just see Warwick. They're going through their final preparations. Just 9 tries conceded between them. However, as I mentioned before, this Allianz Park, this beautiful flat surface, has been the undoing of many a defence. There's lots of space and a great opportunity for good running rugby to flourish. In terms of a scoreline, in terms of a victor, I've got absolutely no idea. But it's going to be really imperative for both teams to stamp their authority and not make any mistakes and hand the initiative to the opposition early on.
The Warwick wall. Already singing. Just before the kick-off. Again underway, 5 past. And we are underway. Fred Lowe's orange boots gets us underway, caught by Connor May of Brighton College. Broom. Oh, they're in already. Fred Lowe.
They've got numbers.
Numbers on the right-hand side. This could be a perfect start for Warwick. A little bit of a juggling act there for Conor Louis. Put into touch.
Good defence there for Brighton, but a real let-off. It was a great interception, but the referees brought him back for an offside penalty.
So it's a relatively straightforward one if they want to use it. Relatively straightforward 3 points.
Look at the replay there. The pass just behind the fullback. Good cover defence from Brighton. But of course the advantage was being played. Great awareness early on from the Warwick 10. Let's have a look at the interception if we can. It was a good catch from the kickoff from Connor May. Just trying to put a little bit of width on it. It was well read by the Warwick standoff. It was Fred Lowe. He was in there. That will unsettle Brighton a little bit.
And it's the orange boots of Will Tanner, I do beg your pardon, who will look to slot this over. The centre taking the kick-ins duties. This for perfect start for Warwick, 3 points in the heart. Will Tanner puts 3 points on the board. Warwick lead 3-0.
Yeah, no mistake from the penalty for Tanner. That is an absolute gift from Brighton. Great defensive pressure, though, from Warwick. Brighton would have hoped that they could just go through the motions and get the ball clear early on, but no such luck for them.
Into the hands of Harry Hayward. Tanner. Hayward. Tackled by Michael Key. Hayward. Box kick up the field. John Searle underneath it. Quick pace from Searle. Toby Smith. Edward Broom. Elliot Stiglitz. And Brighton win the penalty. And to gain some territory from this, on the boot of Edward Broom. Good effort he's done there, Dave, as well. Pretty decent kick.
Yeah, they've responded well from going behind with Warwick's first attack of the half early on. Under 4 minutes gone on the clock, but already a bit of intent. Keep your eye on Brighton's number 13 as well, Alfie Beadle. There was a little bit of afters at that previous breakdown.
Jay Parvin with the line out. And they win the penalty as well. Options here for Brighton.
Yeah, temptation is to go for the posts here. It's very kickable.
Craigs Wakefield put away the hoodoo of the right to left in the second half winners after that victory in the last semi-final. Teams that go in right to left in the second half tend to win here at Alliance Park.
Set move coming up here.
Something off the training pitch, no doubt. Broom. Jay Parvin. Smith. A bit scrappy, but still there for Brighton. Broom. A little bit of a juggling act. Brighton keep possession for now with their number one, Michael Key. The ball was knocked forward, and it will be a Warwick put-in.
Good defensive pressure there from Warwick. It was scrappy from Brighton, but Warwick lifting the defensive line as a unit, so when Brighton do recover the ball, they're a long way behind the gain line, and then the ball carrier has to work really hard so that he's not isolated when he goes into contact.
It's a 3G pitch that they use here at the Alliance Park. Something I know these teams may not be used to.
What it does mean, of course, is that it's sure underfoot, which is imperative for a good, solid scrummage. But that one's gone down again. Decisions to make for the referee here. He was consulting with his touch judge, and he's actually going to swap sides to keep an eye on the other set of props.
Tap on the back for Hardy Hayward from the referee to put it in. Warwick have the put in once more.
Bit of a war of attrition this scrum early on. I hope that the fact that it's taken so long doesn't become a feature of this semi-final. So often it does in the professional game now.
Hayward with the put in. It's a low pass there to Fred Lowe. Tanner, with that right boot of his, finds a little bit of space and puts John Searle under pressure.
Oh, great chase too.
Advantage being played here for Warwick. And they win the penalty.
Yeah, Jacob Weeks there. He's on the same wavelength as the outside half.
Tap and go for Warwick. Fred Lowe.
Good hit.
Good hit that was from Aya Dobrostadov. Caught Warwick off guard. Kick downfield, a little bit of space here for Brighton to chase. And to put Colo Louis under a bit of pressure. But he's got legs as Louis. And he also finds a little bit of space as well. And he's caught John Searle wrong-footed. How can he respond? He's tackled by two of the Warwick front row. Still in Brighton's possession with Daniel Swarbrick.
Warwick turned that.
And Warwick looked like may have turned this over. They have done indeed. Scrappy affair in this first 8 minutes. Warwick on the run. He's got a man to his left. Doesn't use Chris David. And the ball was not forward. Brighton have to put in.
It's been good pace from both sides, though. Particularly Warwick, as I was going to say before the quick tap penalty was taken. Low and Weeks on a good wavelength. Weeks knew the kick was coming left to right, so he put his chase in, made the tackle. From there's been good work from both fullbacks, Louis and Searle, having a chase down kicks and worked really hard to relieve the pressure. They've both done well when questions have been asked.
Scrappy scrums again, though, Dave.
Yeah, following that frantic start, it's been a little bit nip and tuck. Let's take another look there. There was the option outside, you know.
Good tackle that was from Henry Simpson.
Louis did throw a good dummy and get round him, but the man outside him was definitely the best option. This is a better scrum, but it's been one against the head.
One for Warwick, but been knocked forward again, and it will be another scrum to Brighton.
Yeah, Chris David there almost seemed to check his run, as if not entirely sure where the pass was going to go. Hit him in the hands, gone to ground. Back with Brighton.
10 minutes down. 30 minutes a half, just to remind you, at under 15 level. Good scrum again from Warwick. Picked up by number 8, Connor May. And Warwick win the penalty for their efforts.
Connor May sort of ran down a cul-de-sac there, didn't really have a choice because his scrum was on the back foot. Really strong, powerful scrumming from Warwick School there. But he was isolated on the run, held on for too long, and they're going to go for the sticks here. This will be a good penalty should he kick it.
Yes, Will Tanner around, I would say 30, 32 metres, a little bit more for the angle.
Yeah, at under 15s level, this is a fair boot.
Tanner, this to double the score.
Good strike.
He's got it.
Well,
Score is doubled. 2 penalties from Will Tanner, and a good one that was too. 6-0. Warwick lead.
good penalty there from Tanner. Flawless with the boot so far. 2 from 2. And really 2 opportunities that Warwick have had, and they've taken advantage of them. This is good cup rugby from them, keeping the scoreboard ticking over when they have the opportunity to do so.
Haywood. Low. Tanner. Tackled by Abercrombie. Adlington acting as the scrum half. Kick downfield. Wrong-footed John Searle once again as the bounce, but a little chip forward. And the penalty has been given.
Yeah, Searle was taken out late there following the kick. The Warwick defender just left the shoulder in and cut him off. Good spot from the referee. They'll have a penalty where the ball landed.
So kicks at the corner coming from Edward Broom. Looking to try and get into the Warwick 22. And that's a great kick.
Oh, very good kick. Very good kick indeed. Great position here now for Brighton College.
They've had 3 coach loads come up from Brighton to watch this, and the local rugby club as well has put on a coach load. Warwick School always bring fans in their numbers, but I think the Brighton College fans might be outnumbering them just a little bit. 60-40, I'd put in Brighton's favour.
Reduced numbers, and the inside centre there in the line-out. Look, we're in number 12.
And the fullback. The fullback gets it as well.
And the scrum half. Unorthodox stuff there from Brighton, but they've got the ball and they're moving forward.
It could work for them too. They're over the line. Is he down or held up? Held up. Scrum 5.
Oh, big celebrations there from Warwick as well. They know what a big moment that is. But the danger not over yet.
The referee just having a little chat. With Tom Fawcett, the Warwick captain.
Just reminding them that it must be set on the 5-metre line. Warwick just trying to steal a couple of metres there.
It's an important scrum, this for Warwick. Big scrum, this for Brighton. Been turned again. We'll reset. Brighton puts him once more.
Warwick doing their best to really disrupt that Brighton scrum.
Halfway through this first half.
Lots of field to run into here. Brighton's backs lined up really deep. The right winger past the 10-metre line.
Smith. Broom. Chance here for Brighton. He's over as well. Alfie Beadle. Watch out. Beadle's about. Oh, yes. Great start here for Brighton. Right under the post. First try of the game.
Well, it was a great attacking position with that scrum on the left-hand side. All the backs were lined up. The right winger, Henry Simpson, was right inside his own 10-metre line, but they didn't need him because there is a beautiful angle run here. A wedge line run, Zachary Davis on the dummy line. Alfie Beadle cuts inside, splits the defence in two, and that is a great finish from the outside centre for the first try of this semi-final.
Alfie Beadle, the scorer. And the conversion has been added as well. 7-6. Number 11, Jamie Morley, on kicking duty. Got a game on here, Dave.
Oh, absolutely. That's just what the game needed as well. Brighton showing not only how dangerous they are, but sneaking into the lead as well with their first real opportunity to do so. That'll fill them full of confidence, and that's a great catch from the kickoff.
Full of confidence, full of beans. Needed to drive forward here to Brighton. And the Warwick fans are cheering their team on to try and cancel out the Brighton noise. Good atmosphere here at the Alliance Park, and good rugby too. Ball's unplayable. Warwick have the put in.
Good graft there from the Brighton forwards, you know. 10 or 15 metres made during that drive. It was knocked forward as it went to ground.
And in response to the Warwick cheer, there's about 7 Brighton fans copying what Warwick do one other end of the stand. Fair play to them. In the meantime, ball's been knocked forward. Brighton have the put in.
Yeah, mistake there. At the put in.
Beautiful evening here in North London at the Alliance Park, home of Saracens. Nice watery sunset behind the stand that myself and Dave are occupying right now. Beautiful evening, a little bit of a chill in the air. But it's a fiery hot atmosphere and fiery hot rugby on the field. Warwick on the attack. Chris David dumped into touch.
Great scrum again from Warwick, disrupting that Brighton 8. It was a good cover tackle from the number 8 in the end, Connor May, as Warwick looked to take advantage down the left-hand side.
Some of the Warwick fans just seeing themselves on the big screen. And Brighton win the line-out. Another drive forward from Brighton. It's been a good weapon in their arsenal this first 20 minutes. But Warwick will have to put it at the scrum.
It's the second time it's happened in quick succession where there's been some really good work moving forward from Brighton College. And then they concede the put-in at the scrum. They need to cut these mistakes out because they're just undoing all their hard work. And it is hard work too. A good attacking position here with lots of field to run into for Warwick.
Hayward. Low. Tanner. Good tap tackle by on Colin Louis there. Stopped him in his tracks. And another tap tackle as well. Brighton has stolen it. Smith. Warwick have it back. Tanner. Fawcett. Curran. Hill. Put into touch. Brighton survive.
Yeah, good tackle there from the Brighton scrum half, but
Brighton take it quickly, looking to clear quickly. Referee's not too happy with that decision and calls the play back.
just looking at the Warwick players out on the wing there, it's all forwards, it's all tight 5 forwards and then a back rower at the end. Let's have a look at this as the ball goes a little bit wider. Look, we've got a prop there, offload into a second row, he's got a flanker outside him. Gone are the days where these guys can't handle and pass the ball. Doing a great job of fixing the defender and moving the ball on, but in the end, it was good cover defence from the Brighton number 9. Toby Smith makes the tackle, it'll be a line out. We've got a player down injured at the moment, but with 20 minutes gone, this is a really evenly poised semi-final.
So around 10 minutes to go in this first half. A couple of tap tackles that stop Warwick in their tracks here, Dave.
Really, really important tackles as well. This is a great line there, running at broken play.
Zach Davis with the first tap tackle.
And this is the second one here again.
And it was Alfie Beadle with the second.
Really, really important touches. When you've got these players running at full tilt, sometimes it only takes a bit of contact to put them down, but it's such important contact. It was Louis, the 15. He'd hit a great line. Really injected some pace into the attack, which is something he'll be looking to do. Fullbacks love to run from deep, hit that line, make things happen. Big few minutes here for Brighton to see if they can clear their lines.
Parvin with the line out. Collected by Brighton. Kick stays in field. But it's an awkward bounce there for Chris David. Hayward. Fawcett. Off the knees. Oh, and a kick at the same time where player's gone down, and hopefully I think he is okay. And they do have a penalty advantage here Warwick. Dangerous play that was, yeah, and I think the medical attention is needed for the player that is down. I think it's one of them winded players.
Yeah, John Searle, it just bounced up off his knees. It wasn't a knock-on. Then all of a sudden it becomes a 50-50 ball. And he just committed to it, looked to fly hack it forward there just to get as much distance between the Brighton try line and the ball as possible. Let's have a look at the replay. See there, it bounces off his shin, and he just football style kicks it. Unfortunately, he sandwiched the ball between his boot and the Warwick player. I don't think it was malicious.
No, not at all malicious at all. It's just.
But it certainly was dangerous.
Yeah, it is a little bit dangerous, but malicious. And the
therapist has just signalled there that he thinks it's going to need a substitution.
Yeah.
That's a universal hand signal that we all recognise.
Indeed. He needs to come off. Number 18's about to come on for Warwick. Will Keeley.
Yeah, the referee just consulting with his touch judge there, whether they're talking about taking further action or not remains to be seen. But as we said, I don't think John Searle, the Brighton captain, was being malicious in the slightest. He was just trying to make up for his error.
I'm trying to kick the ball upfield, yeah.
There's the officials on the screen there, a little bit of minor adjustment. But this break-in play won't do either team any particular good here, particularly Brighton, because they're still defending their 22. So when we do rejoin play, it'll be Warwick in possession with a penalty and the opportunity to attack a cold Brighton defence. Brighton just making their way into the corner to try and stay warm. Although on the pattern of the play, Tanner 2 from 2 from the kicking tee. You wonder,
well within his range as well.
You wonder whether or not he will take the opportunity to nudge Warwick back into the lead. It's on the wrong side for a right footer, but he's been flawless so far. one from under the sticks, and one excellent penalty from close to the 10-metre line for Warwick. 6 points so far. Brighton 7. The try was from Beadle. Great line from the outside centre after running a scissors with Zachary Davis, getting the ball from Edward Broom, and the conversion from under the sticks from Morley.
Just to remind you, of course, the Natwest Schools Cup Finals Day, what all these teams are working hard to get to, is live from Twickenham on March the 25th. Tickets are available. It's a fantastic day out if you've never been before. It's the two Vars finals at under 18 and under 15 level, and the two cup finals. Dulwich will play Bromsgrove in the under 18 cup final. Dulwich looking for a 4th successive title.
Incredible record, really. And I'm really intrigued to see how these players thrive under the pressure of playing at Twickenham. They all seem to have dealt with Allianz Park well.
Just one try of the game so far. Dave, talk us through it.
Yeah, great attack in scrum position, 5 metres out, right over on the touchline for Brighton. The first time they've really had the opportunity to release the backs. It was good ball to 10. He receives it on the move. He's got two options there, 12 and 13. They ran a great scissors. In the end, it was Zachary Davis's dummy run that moved the Warwick School defence in for Alfie Beadle to hit a great line and cross over pretty much without a hand laid on him. That's the most we've seen of the Brighton College backs, really. It's definitely been a game for the forwards at the moment. A lot of physicality in there. A lot of play at the breakdown. In terms of the set piece, Brighton have just about had the edge at the line out, but Warwick really imposing themselves at the scrum. They've won a couple against the head, as well as disrupting pretty much every Brighton College scrum, all barring that one that led to the try over there in the far corner as we look at it. But with just 1 point in it, maybe this is the tight match we've been hoping for, Johnny.
Yes, maybe. Just out of interest, I'm just looking on the field right now. You can see Brighton are trying to keep warm, still running around. Warwick, in the meantime, are getting the bit of a riot act told to them by one of their coaches at the minute, Tom Pierce, I think it is. Who's being a little bit forceful with his players on the field, verbally.
Well, it's a 50-50 game, and coaches get the best out of their players in different ways. Sometimes it's by being quite delicate and trying to encourage them that way. Other times it's by reading the riot act and being quite demonstrative. If that's the way the coach feels he gets the best out of his players, and that's what he's got to do. Remember, he's made the very bold claim that this is the best under-15s team they've ever produced. So far, Brighton are doing a good job of containing them, but we've seen little glimpses of what they're capable of, particularly when Louis was on the brink of bursting through there before a last-ditch tap tackle stopped him making serious inroads.
Now, the main paramedics are just leaving the field, so that gives you an indication of the seriousness of the injury.
Let's be honest, it was a pretty hefty impact.
It was indeed. I'm just hoping that what I play down is okay.
Well, he's still down, but you can't read too much into that, because very often when the paramedics are seeing to the injuries, they will make sure that the player doesn't move, just as a precautionary measure.
Yeah, and just as a precautionary measure, they are getting the stretcher out. So there'll be a delay of a few more minutes here as the Warwick player receiving treatment at the moment, due to leave the field.
Of course, we had a long injury layoff in the last game too, but certainly better safe than sorry. We've got an excellent medical team here at Allianz Park who've been on their toes throughout.
Yes, just a little bit of news actually from Will Tyler, who was the player down who was injured in the last game. He's gone to hospital for a precautionary X-ray. You know, the paramedics chatting to them at the break, and they said it's just a precaution. You know, they reckon he's okay, but probably some bruising around the neck, they reckon. So it's not the full stretch they're bringing on, they're just bringing the chair out for the Warwick player down.
Will Tyra was unlucky. He got his head in the wrong position when he was chasing his own kick through. So easy to do. It all stems from not getting your feet right, not having good footwork on the approach, which is difficult to do when you're running flat out, closing down a kick. But as a result, threw his upper body at the tackle, made the tackle on his wrong shoulder, got his head in the wrong position, and that was his race run in the previous game. Hopefully he'll be back on his feet in no time, because he is, of course, his team's top try scorer, 33 for the season, including one before he got injured here at Allianz Park. But it wasn't enough to see his Wirral Grammar School team progress to the final. That honour belongs to Queen Elizabeth Grammar School, Wakefield, who made it 17 out of 17 for the season, with a comprehensive win in the end.
Play due to resume.
They're going to take him off the pitch the long way here, aren't they, Johnny?
Well, it's the closest way to the treatment room. So, but a superb round of applause from everybody in the stadium. The play leaving the field. Jordan Edwards was the player. He's been receiving the treatment, and hopefully he'll be okay. So we resume. 7 minutes to play. Will Kelly coming on the field to replace Jordan, and Warwick are going to go for goal.
Yeah, sensible decision.
That's the option. They could go for goal, or it could be a tap and go about to come here. No, in fact, both touches are behind the goal, so it is going to be a slot for 3 points for the 10s for a 9-7 lead, I should say.
I remember many, many moons ago, before the referee used to signal to the posts that it was a shot for goal, Neil Jenkins for Wales against Fiji, lining up like he was going to go for goal and tapping and scoring a cheeky try under the posts.
Tanner slots over, Warwick back in the lead 9-7.
And I'll tell you how long ago that was, Johnny, because it was at Cardiff Arms Park, not the Millennium Stadium. But Tanner, 3 from 3, flawless from him, and Warwick back in the lead.
Warwick back in the lead, 9-7 in the lead. Close game. Collected by Kieran Curran. Hayward. Low. Tanner. Boot downfield. Searle, how does he collect it this time? Going for a little run is the Brighton fullback. A good drive from Brighton. Making the room for Toby Smith. Alfie Beadle, the Brighton try scorer. Smith. Good break from the Brighton scrum half. Swarbrick. Beadle. Chip forward. He fancies a little run at this himself. Warwick under pressure.
Yeah, Louis mopped up well there, but didn't have any choice other than to give away the line out. There's a lovely little break from Toby Smith. Spots the gap. I love it when scrum halves do that. They just seem to have that vision and that turn of pace to just get away from the defence. Unfortunately, didn't have a support runner, so had to take the contact, but this is a nice little spell for Brighton. Back inside the Warwick School 22. Last time they were here, they scored that fantastic try.
Picked up by John Searle. Smith spots the gap. He's only 4 metres out now. Brighton on the front foot. They're in the ascendancy. And they win the penalty. options here, Dave.
Certainly are. Really putting Warwick to the sword here. Great relentless pressure from Brighton.
And they're going to go for goal.
But that is a sensible decision. The last thing you want to do is leave the 22 with nothing, especially in a game that's as tight, as nip and tuck as this. It's just important when you get in these positions that you do kick the goals. Both of these teams scored a tremendous amount of tries in the build-up, but just one so far today with 5 minutes remaining. Big moment, this.
This for 10-9. Slotted home by Jamie Morley. 1 point game. Nip and tuck this one.
Well,
10-9 the score. 2
from 2 for Morley now. Brighton College back in the lead. A real war of attrition this game.
Some of the Warwick fans looked a little bit worried. Tanner to restart. Toby Smith. So another scrum to come. Referee has a look at his watch. With another player down. And it's Stiglitz this time receiving some treatment.
Yeah, Swarbrick there with a knock-on. After good work there to turn the ball over, Brighton really working together as a unit at the moment. And they've recovered ever so well from that first-minute interception. I thought from that moment that Warwick would spend their entire time really trying to disrupt Brighton. They have done at the scrum so far, but Brighton have dealt with it well. Two evenly matched teams, but looks like we've got another player limping off here.
Yeah, Elliot Stiglitz, this one. It's going on number 18, Anthony McGowan.
A real characteristic of this weekend have been scores just before half-time, and Warwick would love one here.
Ball went backwards, says the referee. Picked up by Drew Hill. Hayward, low.
Brighton defending really narrow here, leaving space on both sides. Obviously trusting the drift.
Hill. McDonald. The referee calls called play back. For the forward pass. Brighton will have to put it.
Yeah, that was something I noticed earlier on when Brighton were defending further up the field, and I thought it might be a tactic to put pressure on Warwick to either kick or move the ball wide, but they've obviously got a great deal of faith in the drift defence because it was very, very narrow there. But as you could see, they dealt with the threat well. Plenty of numbers when the ball did go wide. And it was brought back for the forward pass.
Brighton with the put in at the scrum. Ball put into touch by Ed Broom. Warwick will have a line out just shy of the Brighton College 22.
Yeah, good clearance under pressure. Did as well as he could there. It was a good chase from Warwick, who themselves are employing this reduced numbers line out.
the attack. Drew Hill. Low. Out wide. On the run they come. Motoring fast. Hayward is there. They're 5 metres out Warwick towards the end of this first half. Low. Tanner.
Still numbers if they can get it there.
Force it. Hill. Can he stay strong here? Come the cavalry. Hayward goes to his left. Low. Spots the gap. Good tackle by Dobrosnadov. Hayward. Force it. Plenty of numbers on the left-hand side now. Surely a try here for Warwick. It's going to be a try. The end of this first half. Warwick will take the lead.
Well, what do we say? It's been a characteristic of the weekend. Scores just before half-time. It was good pressure from Warwick. They kept turning the screw. They were patient. You see a Brighton player comes flying out of the line here, looking for the interception. There it is. And that's what opens up the gap. All of a sudden, 12 has got to fill in a gap there. He can't quite get there. And that's a good finish from Oliver Thornywork. He's a big, strong ball carrier. Despite the attentions of Zachary Davis, he manages to palm him off. And that's an excellent finish from the Warwick number 8.
Tanner to add the extras. Right at the post. Hits the post. So at half-time, tight game, this one. But a good game nonetheless. Warwick lead by 14 points to 10. Dave, your thoughts on that first half?
Well, excellent first half of rugby, really. Two equally matched sides really battling it out. I've been impressed with individuals, but I've been most impressed by the way they've worked together as a team. A try apiece. And both kickers kicking well too. This is certainly going to be an enthralling second half. Brighton managed to contain Warwick particularly well. They'll be delighted to have scored that try through Thornywork just before half-time, will Warwick, and that kind of gives them the initiative, really. That's the first time they've threatened the line. Every other time they've had the opportunity to go close with the penalty, they've taken the sensible option and they've kicked the goal.
2 tries to show you.
Well, let's take a look at those. Warwick, of course, took a 6-0 lead. 2 penalties from Tanner, one very early on. But this was the first try. Brighton's first score of the match. 9 and 10, linking up well. Options for 10 as well. He did really well, Edward Broom, because he delayed his pass. It's always a gamble, because the longer you hold it, the more likely you are to get absolutely creamed by the oncoming back rowers. But he just delayed it, and then he had options with the 2 centres running the scissors. And in the end, it was Alfie Beadle that scored. This is just a replay of the Warwick try now. Again, looking to put a little bit of width on it. It was the inside centre, force it in at first receiver. The Brighton player there just running out of the line. He fancied the interception, and had he snaffled it, then it would have been a try at the other end. But what that does do is it puts pressure on the rest of the defenders. The drift defence is something that Brighton have done particularly well, but when someone goes flying out of the line, that really compromises all of that. But that's not taking anything away from this finish by Thornywork. A little bit of space for him to run into the back rower. There you go, he fixes the defender. Henry Simpson didn't know what to do, whether to tackle the man, whether to cover the men outside him. That's where the hole in the drift defence comes. If he'd have had a man inside him, then he'd have been able to drift out, and that's where the danger would have been snaffled. Instead, it was Zachary Davis having to cover the hole left by Alfie Beadle. And it was a really incisive finish. The real finish of a back rower from Thornywork. Direct, hard running, saying, right then, you've got the opportunity to tackle me. It's just a case of whether you can do it or not. It's almost like a come and have a go.
Come and have a go, indeed. 14-10, Warwick School lead at half-time. The Warwick player to go off, Jordan Edwards, by the way. News reaching us, it's a broken wrist that he has received after that little
skirmish, let's call it.
Well, I think skirmish was the wrong word to describe it. The unfortunate incident with the ball, with the kick from Joe Searle missing and the ball at the same time hitting his arm. It looks like it's a broken wrist that Jordan Edwards has received. We wish him well. In the meantime, unlike the 7 games we've seen over the last 2 days, this one is we can say is in the balance. Brighton look good when they're on the front foot. Warwick, I've got the good kicking ability here. What is the thing that's going to win this for either one of these teams?
Well, that's a difficult one. The discipline of either side is going to be really important. Defence is going to have a huge part to play. Both of these teams have taken their opportunities well, because opportunities have been at a premium. Brighton have the 1 try, Warwick have the 1 try. I've spoken about this drift defence, particularly for Brighton, and they've used it very well, and that's highlighted by the fact that the one time there was a lapse in concentration, a little bit of ill discipline with a player going for the interception. That was what ultimately led to the Warwick School try. Yeah, an excellent time to score just before half-time. And it's kind of ebbed and flowed. One team's taken the lead, then the other team has, and I think this one could go right down to the wire. Really important for Brighton that they start positively in this second half and don't let that late Warwick try bother them too much. But all to play for here, a fantastic way to finish this weekend's rugby.
Will Johnson coming on the field for Warwick School as Edward Broom looks to restart this second half. One of these teams 30 minutes away from Twickenham. Warwick, who are defending their title here, been given a stern test. We've seen it from the kickoffs before in many of these games over the weekend that one of the teams tend to come out the traps at the start of the second half. Let's see if Warwick can continue that trend. Tanner, tackled by Broom. Louis. Scrivens goes to ground. Hayward. Low. Hayward with the box kick. Up in the air. Searle under it. Good take.
Oh, it's a good tackle too.
Still in Brighton hands, but they concede the penalty.
That was an excellent box kick, but you know what they say, a kick is only as good as its chase. And that was great chase in there from Warwick. It was a solid take from Searle, but he was absolutely snaffled out by the oncoming Warwick defence. Let's have another look at that. Brilliant tackle, wraps the ball as well, doesn't give the fullback any chance. And in the end, players off their feet, and it's a penalty to Warwick.
Very few men in the line-out for both sides here. Picked up by Thornleywork, and he's off and racing. Good tackle as well by Max Clark. Warwick just shy of the Brighton 22, looking for reinforcements on the left-hand side. Instead, Warwick go right with a little chase forward here for Henry Simpson. Clark. Sending it downfield. Is this going to stay in touch? No, it stays in field instead. Koa Louis, another man to beat. One man to beat, and he's in. Good tackle there by Toby Smith. Can Brighton have it back? But being sent backwards. They're looking to clear their lines again here, but they are struggling. But they win the penalty. Now they'll have the chance to clear their lines.
Well, they've given away the penalty there, but Warwick have really upped the physicality in the early stages of this second half. We've got Louis there making a break. It was a great cover tackle again by Toby Smith. He's made a couple of those in this match as the Brighton scrum half. But look at that again. Great tackle from Warwick, driving the Brighton player back. A real signal of intent for them in this second half.
3.5 minutes down. Picked up by Daniel Swarbrick. Brighton on the move, intercepted pass, Tanner's under the post.
Oh, that's a gift. That is an absolute gift. It's always a risk running out from there. And just take a look here. He doesn't look where he's passing. There's a Warwick player sniffing around there like a shark in the water. And that is 7 free points for Warwick there. Absolute suicide from Brighton.
19 points to 10. Tanner, the try scorer, looking to add the extras. Kick right in front of the posts. This for the 21-10 lead. (21-10) it is. 16 points been scored by Will Tanner.
Brighton will be disappointed with that because they'd done all the hard work in defence. They'd soaked up the pressure. They'd won the penalty. They'd won the line out. That should have been a platform to try and get some territory, to try and impose themselves on this second half. But that's a mistake in midfield. Credit to Tanner. Another good defensive lift from Warwick. He was right place, right time, good vision. And that's another 7 points to his personal tally.
Can Brighton respond? Or will it be one-way traffic for the next 25 minutes? Well, they win the penalty. Now then, here's the options for you. You're 11 points down, but you got a penalty right in front of the post.
Back to time, take the points.
Let's see if they agree with you.
Maybe that's a sign of my old age, but no, they're going for the corner. Oh, and they've missed it.
They've kicked it as well.
Are not helping themselves at all here. Oh, and that's gone forward too.
And that's been knocked forward. So went for the drop goal. Not to be, and well, it's, you can be critical, but there was a good option there for 3 points. But if you're going to actually take the option of going for the corner, make sure you get the thing into touch at least.
Oh, of course. Well, what did we say just when they were about to kick off for the second half? We said it's important that Brighton keep their heads and they don't let the fact that Warwick scored just before half-time get to them. Now, maybe it's not a direct result of that, but they've conceded a soft try. They've missed touch when 3 points was almost a gimme from in front of the sticks just outside the 22, and then the knock on.
That ball's been knocked forward. So advantage here for Brighton should they want it. Smith. Connor May.
Another good tackle.
They're going to come back for that knock-on advantage.
Just take a look at that one again. It was actually a well-worked move. It was a lovely line that the inside centre had run. Tom Fawcett, the captain there.
Toby Smith with the put in. We'll rework that one again. Collected by Smith. Broom. Beadle. Trying to put Louis under pressure. And he chips it back into space. Beadle. Kicks it back upfield.
Beadle got absolutely cleared out there following that kick.
But he got straight back up onto his feet. Good offload, that was indeed. Now then, Jacob Weeks. Hayward. Low. Tanner. Loose pass, but it's still there for Thornley work.
Looked like it went forward from my angle there.
Not to the referees. Hayward. Ball's been turned over, and now what can Brighton do with it with Noah Marshall? Swarbrick. Beadle over the top.
Bit of a nothing kick there.
Yeah,
from Beadle.
I took the words right out of my mouth there. Now what can Louis do with this kick? It's not a bad kick at all. We've got another play down. Double checking if he's okay. It was a little bit of a knee to the jawline.
Well, Alfie Beadle, he's getting into the game here, and he's actually kicked quite intelligently. But that last one was a bit of a nothing kick, and you can't give any initiative to Louis, because he is absolutely lightning. Just nudged the ball into the corner there. He noticed that the left winger wasn't home for Brighton, and there was bags of space there. And this is good field position again for Warwick School, particularly with the clock ticking and more than a one-score advantage. 21-10. The longer this game goes on, the harder it's going to be for Brighton.
Minutes to go. As darkness descends. In North London. Checking that he's okay. So replacement coming on. Max Clark coming back onto the field for Brighton College. John Searle was the player with that knee to the face. He's okay though. He's up and standing. Just maybe just a little taste of crimson in his mouth. That's the precaution of taking him off. Brighton camped in their own 22, and another intercepted pass. What it could be in here. Plenty of men on the left-hand side if they go quick. Tanner. Try time. Chris David, the scorer. Another intercepted pass, Dave. That's what was down to what it get in this try.
I'm speechless, really. Brighton, they've worked so hard for such long periods in this game, but they're just gifting it to Warwick. Warwick are a good enough team anyway, without all these freebies. But this is excellent execution there. 9 to 10 to 13. Just the 12 there, straightening things up. And then finding number 11 on the outside there, Chris David, who crashes over for, well, a try that certainly makes life very, very difficult for Brighton. Yeah, credit to Warwick there for executing that move. You know, sometimes when the ball's turned over like that, it's difficult to get organised, and the backs reacted very, very well.
Tanner to add the extras. He is human after all. He's missed it on the left-hand side. 16 points the difference. Still time though for Brighton.
Well, they need to cut these mistakes out. I know it sounds highly critical of an under-15s team, but all of Warwick's tries have come as a direct result of Brighton's mistakes. I know mistakes happen in rugby, particularly junior rugby, but there's so much potential in this Brighton team. They really need to try and maintain that discipline for the rest of this match to try and claw their way back into it.
Warwick with possession. Nice little offload. Hoof downfield. And so much so, it's Max Clark was caught in the floodlights there. He couldn't see the ball coming down, but he still has it, and he's found a little bit of a gap. Here's Clark. Nobody there with him though, but he's still going strong. Max Clark, and he gets to the line. Good tackle. Still there for Brighton if they want it. De Brosterov. Smith. Swarbrick. Advantage being played, but then in. Alfie Beadle, he's there again.
Well, what a response from Brighton College. The substitute, Max Clark. The ball bounced once before he gathered it, but then he just turned on the gas and he was away. Excellent play there from the diminutive fullback.
There's still plenty of time in this game as well.
Let's take a look at this. We're just going to see the finish. There was advantage being played. But there's Alfie Beadle on hand, spots the gap, powers through. Again, this time it's Warwick will be disappointed because there was no one guarding the gate there.
Big kick this from Morley. No, well short. Yeah, he fluffed that a little, and he's hurt himself in the kick as well.
He almost seemed to stall on the kick, didn't he? As if his standing leg, the leg he plants next to the ball, almost jarred.
He's running back though, he's running it off, he's okay, but 11 points now the difference. 15 to 26.
2 tries for Beadle, but that was all about the work from Max Clark.
Ball went backwards, says the referee. No knock on. Parvin goes to ground. But it may have been turned over here by Warwick, but it was by a knock on. And Brighton will have the put in. The Warwick wall singing at the moment.
I feel the next score has to go Brighton's way if they're going to have any chance here.
The 2 tries behind, with 14 minutes left to play. Beadle. Good power from Beadle. And good tackle here from Drew Hill. Smith. May. Smith. They win the penalty. Tap and go. Davis.
Oh, we nearly had another interception there.
De Rossano. Ball's been knocked forward, much to the annoyance of one of the Brighton coaching staff. And now Warwick looking to launch the counter-attack.
It's a good kick with no one at home as well.
It's a good chase as well. Chase is on.
Oh, great chase. And another suicide offload in the 22.
And Warwick win the penalty.
Well, it's a great kick and a great chase, but there's no composure in the Brighton ranks as Warwick are going for it here.
Going for it. They're taking it quickly, looking to try and put this game to bed. Miscommunication there, but the ball still went backwards. Tanner. Low. Weeks for the corner. Foot in touch.
Well, it's that man, the scrum half again. Toby Smith with the cover tackle. That's 3 times now. He's almost like a sweeper, just filling in behind the main defensive line, and that is, well, a game-saving tackle, really. Let's take another look at this as Warwick come from left to right. Worked the ball out there. Jacob Weeks, just the scrum half to beat, and couldn't quite get around him.
Good defence from Warwick. They will have the put in on the 5-metre line.
Yeah, big moment this. Big moment. Just over 10 minutes to go. As the crowd find their voices.
Indeed.
No one on the blind side for Warwick, but Brighton leaving a defender there. That's a good scrum from Brighton too.
A good tackle there from Abercrombie. Catching Warwick off guard. A little bit of an opportunity here. Doors open ajar briefly for Drew Hill. The drive continuing to come. Good tackle again from Dorosov. Hayward fishes it out. Low. Force it. Weeks going for the corner. He's got one man to beat. Is he there this time? Judge is going. He says yes. He nods his head. Weeks is there. Jacob Weeks. 5 more points to Warwick. They're 16 points clear with 10 minutes to go. And could it be once again Queggs Wakefield against Warwick in the Under-15 Cup final for the 3rd year running?
Well, let's take a look at this. Plenty of space to run into. Weeks gets it. He's got men outside him, you know. He's taken the long way round. But that's a good, solid handoff against his opposite number. I think Louis was a bit disappointed that he didn't get the opportunity to run at the line himself. But Weeks, as all good wingers do, great nose for the line.
Well, team game it is. Just to add the extras. It's a good effort. That's a superb effort from Will Tanner. 33 points to 15, Warwick lead. And they're 8 minutes away from Twickenham once again. The two-time cup finalists, cup winners, I should say, the last 2 years, looking to create a dynasty.
Well, Henry Simpson there, he was urging his players on. Just wanted to take that kick off, get a bit of momentum.
Roger Jackson coming on the field for Warwick. Another opening here for Warwick. We're looking to add the coup de grace. 18 points ahead. Hayward with the box kick. Down the throat to Beadle. It kicks a low one back. And it's a good one too. Finds touch with one bounce. Warwick got the line out on the halfway line.
Yeah, not the best strike, but decent length on that one. The shortened lineouts have worked for both teams in this match, you know. I'm surprised we've not seen more of this in the previous 3 games today.
Roger Jackson. Ball went backwards, said the referee. No knock on. That will be a knock on now. And they win a penalty.
Brighton to get anything here, they need a little bit of urgency, and they haven't really got that at the moment.
Beadle. Smith.
Time off here, the referee not happy about something.
Chatting, a little bit of back chat from one of the Brighton players. A little bit of ill discipline there, and perhaps a little bit of frustration as well.
Well, it all stems from frustration, but in this sport you've got to keep a lid on it, because the referee's done the right thing there. He's reversed the decision.
Number 13, Alfie Beadle there.
Yeah, he's looked at the referee, said something, a bit of dissent there. You can see it in the body language. We don't have the facility to hear what he said, but it was enough to upset the referee. And now Warwick back in possession.
Looking to run the clock down. They look very comfortable now for a trip to Wembley once more. Wembley, Twickenham. You putting that in my mind yesterday, that's what it is.
I will entirely take the blame. I do apologise. But if they do ever make it to Wembley, I'm sure we'll be there.
4.5 minutes to go. Tanner. Men to his right-hand side. Louis. Knock on. So with 4 minutes to go, Brighton will have the put in, but I think we can safely bet now Warwick will be playing Quags Wakefield in the final, in the U15 Cup final once again. Warwick have won the last 2. You've seen both teams here, Dave, this afternoon. What's your opinion on how that one might go?
Well, they both look like very, very strong units, and they've shown as well that they can hold it together against an equally matched team that's working very hard for a half before pulling away in the second half. You know, real sign of professionalism, a real sign that everybody knows their role within the team. They know their strengths, they know their weaknesses, and it should be an absolute thriller. Of course, Warwick have the edge psychologically, having won the last 2 fixtures against Quags in the final, but from what we've seen today, 2 quality teams and anything could happen. Roll on Twickenham.
Good pass. Jamie Morley lands in touch.
As for Brighton, it's what if, what could have been. Those mistakes really, really cost them. I mean, the first one, rushing out of the line, I'll forgive him that. The second two, offloads in your own 22, just gifting a team like Warwick 14 points. You deduct that from the scoreline, then all of a sudden there's 4 points in it with 3 minutes to go, and it's a grandstand finish.
Jackson with the line out, does well. Fawcett. Hayward. Hoofed into the sky. And that's a good take in the end by Henry Simpson. Has been turned over, Warwick's way. Good tackle there on Max Roberts. Hayward. Thornley work. 1 man to go. Tanner. He's had a good game. 5 metres out. Hayward with advantage to be played. David. Thornley work. Got a metre short. But they should go back out for the penalty, but it's still in Warwick hands. Ball been knocked forward, but back they come for that penalty. 5 metres out, minute to go.
Yeah, just number 6 there, in at the side. Referee razor sharp on that one. You just can't get away with that at this level, or any level, in fact. Again, it was good tackling from Brighton. They weren't necessarily to know the advantage was coming, and they were defending for their lives. Even when the game's pretty much gone now, they're still giving it absolutely everything out there.
Going into the final minute of the game, as we do have a break in play. David, your man of the match.
Difficult one. Brighton College, John Searles impressed me. The captain from number 15. Dobrostorov, the prop, has also had a great game in the loose. Morley, of course. Beadle has scored the 2 tries.
Tanner with a crossfield kick.
Oh, lovely kick.
Is he down in time? I think he was. Conor Louis. He's got to double check with the touch judge, maybe.
This is an interesting one. Great vision for the kick. Louis had a great game. He's one of the nominations for man of the match. Oh, and he didn't get there in time.
He didn't get there in time.
So moving on to Warwick School, talking about their man of the match candidates, Louis has been brilliant. He's always looked to danger running from deep. He's dealt with all the kicking options that they've had.
So let's have a look at this once more.
No. Oh, he might have got that down, you know. Referee giving them the benefit of the doubt. But I will cut to the chase. My man of the match is Will Tanner. 6 successful kicks and a try. He's been the beating heart of this team that's just kept them ticking over. Fantastic performance from Warwick's number 13. He's my man of the match.
So again, towards the end of this festival of rugby over the last 2 days at the Alliance Park. Brighton win a penalty late in the day. Smith. Good stuff. Still Smith. This is going to be Connor May. Consolation try for Brighton.
Credit there to the big number 8. It's been hard work for him today, and he has not taken a backward step. He's carried the ball. He's made a load of tackles. Let's take a look at this now. Receives the ball, rangy running, good handoff there. There was a last-ditch attempt there at a tap tackle where the player had his scrum cap in his hand, which was odd, but that's a good finish from the number 8.
Jamie Morley looking to add 2 extra points. It's been a good performance from Brighton, but 1 or 2 lacklustre errors. It's cost them this game, and Warwick will be the ones that will head through to Twickenham. And unlucky there from Morley, hitting the post. But that is the end of the game. Warwick are through to the final once more. 2 titles in 2 years. They're going for 3 in 3, and they're up against their old enemy, their nemesis of Queen Elizabeth Grammar School and Wakefield. They'll play them once more for the title in 2.5 weeks' time. Good performance from Brighton. Warwick were just more clinical. Is that a fair word?
Yeah, I think it is. Semi-finals, you know, when you get to this stage of the cup competition, there are two kinds of teams, and there's always one of each. One thinks we're going to win this, the other thinks I hope we don't lose. Brighton today, they were a credit to themselves, but just those couple of errors, they'll think about this, they'll think about what could have been so often, which is a shame really, because they've been a credit to themselves. They should put that out of their mind, but those couple of individual errors in the second half, you know, those offloads in the 22 that lead directly to Warwick School tries. Around the park, they matched Warwick in terms of moving the ball, in terms of fronting up in the forwards. It was a real 50-50 battle, but Warwick was so clinical. Every time they got a sniff of that try line, they were over. Every time there was the opportunity to get points, they took the penalty, and that was a good professional performance from the defending champions. 7
tries in all in this match. Let's have a look at all of them, Dave.
Well, Brighton was 6-0 down early on from 2 Tanner penalties, but they struck back through Beadle, the first of his 2 tries. Again, 9 and 10 linking up. A good scissors there from both centres, and Beadle full throttle over the line. Great finish. He celebrates with his centre partner there, Zachary Davis. This was Warwick then striking back with their first try just before half-time. Of course, we said it's been a characteristic late in the first half tries. It was Thorny Work who crashed over. Really excellent running there from the big Warwick number 8. We can see that from another angle there. Yeah, there's a Brighton player just running out of the line there, which put pressure on everyone else to drift, and Thorny Work took full advantage. And his team led 14-10 at half-time. Then the mistakes started creeping in there for Warwick, just trying to spread the ball in their own 22. Beadle was the one with the offload, and it was Tanner with his first try to go with all his successful kicking in under the post. There was another turnover there. It was a mistake from Brighton, but real good quality, incisive back play from Warwick, the defending champions, making no mistake. It was David there to take them up to 26 points. Then Beadle scored his second, stealing in there at the fringes of the ruck, spotted the gap. There was an excellent performance from the Brighton College number 13. Any space and he was in it. And then this was the final try, really putting the cherry on top for Warwick School. Tanner there, bags of room. But instead it was Jacob Weeks with all the space in the world. This was the final, well, we think it was grounded, but we can't see from that angle. The referee didn't give it, but that was Louis there. Excellent game from fullback for Warwick School. Didn't quite get the try, but that was the try from Connor May, the back rower. Lots of hard work from him. He's got an excellent finish there from 30 metres out as a lasting memory from this appearance at Allianz Park, but it wasn't quite enough. Brighton College will be thinking what could have been, but it's Warwick School who march on looking for a 3rd successive championship.
Tom Pearce is the coach of Warwick School. He's on the pitch with Ed.
Well, Tom, I'd say it was almost a rite of passage, Warwick School under-15s in the final, if it weren't so disrespectful for all the hard work that's clearly gone in. How do you feel?
Just amazed, really. The boys really fronted up tonight. I thought it was a really tough semi-final, and we had a massive performance compared to our quarter-final performance, and yeah, just relieved that a lot of hard work's gone into it from all the boys, coaching staff, the school as a whole. So relieved, I think, and very proud of them as well. So.
Well, Brighton put up certainly a stern test for you. You had 5 boys involved this year who were involved last year as well. How important is that experience, do you think, on occasions like this?
I think it's important. They are a completely different team. That's the other thing. They're their own year group now, which makes a big difference as well. But of course, you know, playing here before last year really helps. And I think just galvanising the squad, they've been brilliant as leaders this year. You know, right from day one, they've been wanting to get back to Twickenham and thoroughly deserve their opportunity now. So.
Well, you talk about thoroughly deserve. You guys thoroughly deserve the celebrations that you're going to be having. I feel awful dragging you away from them, but we're going to look forward just for a second now, because the finalists that you'll be facing are, of course, Queggs Wakefield, who you faced 2 years on the trot. How do you feel about that?
I can't believe it, really. I mean, it's just we were in the same hotel as them last night and just saying, could it happen, you know, and you know, they've got a great side again, and you know, I think it's going to be a fantastic final 3 years in a row, and it just adds to the occasion, really. You know, 2 teams playing each other, know each other a lot, staff get on really well, both great schools, and we're really looking forward to the challenge again.
Well, it's set to be a fantastic matchup. Do enjoy your celebrations tonight. I'm sure the planning will start first thing tomorrow morning. Congrats.
Thank you. Cheers.
A very happy Warwick coach Tom Pearce. We will see him at Twickenham along with Warwick School. They are the victors here, and they will look for the 3rd successive title in Twickenham in 2.5 weeks' time. The 25th of March, put it in your diary. The Natwest Schools Cup Finals Day live from Twickenham. All 4 finals of the under-15 Vars, under-15 Cup, under-18 Vars and under-18 Cup. So many stories could be written that day. What a fantastic day it will be. My thanks to Dave Rogers, Ed Tarleton pitchside, and the whole team here at the Alliance Park. This is me, Johnny Bryan, saying good night from North London.